All right, hello. Today we're going to be uh, doing some After Effects. That's the program that I'm going to use for my blog post this week. So, okay, new composition from footage. And then we go this guy, import, and it needs to be to composition. Okay, cool. So we're here now. Awesome. Look over to the project panel. You can see two items. Composition is created in the logo folder in the original logo. Double click the a peak logo composition in the project panel. Cool. Look over in the composition panel. The logo is now displayed on screen. Now look at the timeline panel. The files a peak, the logo text, the logo itself are added to the timeline panel and correspond to what you see in the composition. Okay, cool. Organize the composition. Don't save that. Cool. Double click the project panel and add Summer Force MP4. Cool. So I need to drag it down here. Oh, cool. Okay. Whoa, that's really cool. Okay, so I see. Awesome. So when you add files to the timeline panel, you're adding different elements or layers to your composition. Layers are stacked one on top of the other to create the different elements of your composition. In this case, the text, logo, and background video. You can change how your composition looks based on how you stack and position layers. On the left-hand side of the timeline panel, click on Summer Forest MP4 layer and drag it to the top of the composition above the two logo. Okay. Right, and now there's no logo. Cool, okay. Okay, so the color bars to the right-hand side of the timeline panel represent how long a layer is displayed in the composition. You can change how long a layer is displayed by changing the length of its colored bar. Let's make the duration of all our layers the same. Move cursor to the A peak logo, colored bar, click and drag which colored bar here. Right, okay, so click this and drag this back. Hold shift while dragging to align the bars perfectly. Okay, so. Okay, cool. Repeat this process with the logo layer. Okay, well, I did it, so move your cursor to the front of the AP color bar and click drag until it reaches approximately 1 second in the wait. Move your cursor to the front of the AP color bar. Click and drag until it reaches approximately 1 second. Oh. Cool. A small blue markers. Yeah, sounds good. Press spacebar to play the composition from the beginning to preview the change. I hit next. It's not playing anything. Huh. Not seeing anything. Weird. Says it should be there. Let's just check the animations and see. Okay, so we're here. Oh, I think this is what we should have been looking at. I think it's bang. Cool. Cool. Little animation. All right. So I need to move this back there. In the timeline panel, which is here, select the logo layer to make it an active layer. Okay. In the composition panel, click the logo layer to make it the active. Okay, sorry. In the composition, click the actual logo itself and slowly drag it to the bottom of the screen until it disappears. From view, hold shift. Okay. Cool. Expand the logo. Layer properties. Oh, wow. Expand the transforms. Clicking on the arrow to the left. Oh, right there. Expand the transform. And find the position property. Okay, I see it. Click on the small stopwatch. On the left of the position property. Okay. So wait, what does it say? Look in the timeline panel at the position row where the current time indicator is. You should see a little blue diamond. This diamond is called a keyframe. By adding a keyframe, you just told After Effects that you want it to remember the position of the logo off of the bottom of the screen. Sorry, where? Look in the timeline. Okay. Cool. Cool. Changing a layer over time. Move the current time indicator to 1 second in the composition. 1 second in the composition. How do I do that? Okay. In the timeline panel, select the logo layer to make it the active layer. Oh, wait. Logo layer, okay. Immediately to the right of the position button, find the 2 blue numbers that represent the horizontal and vertical position of the composite logo in the composition. Click within the vertical position, the second number. Okay. And change its value to 516. So 516. And return to the logo. Okay, cool. Move the current time back to 0. Press spacebar. Wow, look at that. That's really cool. Okay. That's really cool. Okay. In the next section, you have the opportunity to reinforce your learning by trying to short animation challenge, similar to the example you just saw in the previous steps. Okay. Using the animated graphic above as reference, use what you know about changing a layer's properties over time to fade the peak text in as it appears on screen. Wait, what? Using the animated graphic above as a reference, use what you know about changing a layer's properties over time to fade the peak text in. Okay, so we have the peak, so we're going to close that. We're going to open up the peak. We're going to hit transform. It's probably opacity. So we're going to go. So right there, and then I think what we do is we'll go to like 2 seconds, and then we'll take this. Oh wait, no. It would have to be, we're here, opacity have to be 0. Yeah. And then we get to 2 seconds, and we change opacity to 100. Let's see if that worked. We did it! We did it! Wow. I mean, I like it. I would like it. Okay, let's see. I would prefer it if it faded in to 3 seconds. Let's see. Okay, that's not, didn't work. Hmm. Change that, but then we're gonna go back to you, keep you at 0, and then what? Oh, you disappear then. Well, we don't want you to disappear. Let's see. Yeah, that's how I would want it to be. Cool. Okay, so it works. It works. I understand. That's really interesting. Cool. We're going to add a visual effect now. Let's see what we got. Okay. In the timeline panel, select the summer forest. So timeline, summer forest. In the application menu at the top of the screen. I don't have an application menu. Effect, blur and sharpen. I don't have an effect. Oh wait, I have an effect. Blur slash sharpen. Where is that? Effect blur. Oh, there's blur and sharpen. Okay. And then we want to do fast box blur, which is right there. Cool. So now that we have that, we want to expand the summer forest MP4. Okay. Expand the effects. Okay. In the fastbox, find the blur radius property. Blur radius and set it to 25. Okay. Cool. Under the fastbox blur setting, in the find the blur radius setting, and click the stopwatch to the left. There we go. Changing the effects over time. In the previous step, you set the value when the effect stops changing. Now you must set the value when it starts changing. Move the current time indicator to the beginning of the composition. Under the fastbox blur, change the blur radius to 0. Okay. Press the spacebar to see how the effect applies. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. I really like that. That's really cool. Let's add one final effect to your background video to make our composition even more visually interesting. Cool. In the timeline panel, select the summer forest MP4 layer. Yeah. In the application menu at the top of the screen, effect, distort, mirror, effect, distort. Wow. Mirror. Okay. Cool. In the effect control panel, find the reflection center. Okay. It's right up here. Click on the box with a target icon. Yeah, see it? And then click directly in the center of the logo in the composition. Oh, that's really cool. Play the composition to see how the, okay. So, whoa, that's really cool. I like that a lot. You see that, hey? That's really interesting. I like that a lot. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna do the last one. The final step of creating in the animated logo is to render the composition. When you render your project, you're telling After Effects to take all the information about your composition and process it to make a viewable movie file. In the menu, choose Composition, Add to Render Queue. Oh, don't save. We go to Composition, Add to Render Queue. So it says your composition hasn't rendered quite yet. Before you finish, you need to check its export settings in the render queue panel to the right. Where is that? Let's use the most basic rendering settings for now. In the render queue panel, find the A-Peak logo composition. Render queue, A-Peak logo composition. Under the A-Peak composition, make sure that render settings is set to best settings and output module is set to lossless. Yeah, done that. Next to the output 2 option in the center of the render queue, click on the blue text to determine the video's file name. Okay, click the render button to the right side of the render queue panel. Right there, and now it's rendering. That's really cool. I like that a lot. That's super interesting. So once it's rendered, that's it. Cool. Okay, so let's watch this here real quick. So that's the logo we made that it walked us through, and that was really interesting. And I'm glad that I learned how to use it. I can use that in the classroom now.